A good topic. This is deep. This could be true. What if you're living your life review? Think about it. A few things have happened in my life, and it's just has left a very deep impression on how I believe this world to be. What if you are living your life review? What gives me this thought is the fact that when you're watching a movie from a DVD or a YouTube channel, pay attention. Don't lose me on this one. When you watch your YouTube and all of that, isn't the production already finished before you watched it? The time and effort it takes to produce a video in itself has its own form of life. All the millions of videos that are out there, whether good, bad production, or bad, you're either left with something from the video or you've just watched it and moved on. That is the equivalent, in my opinion, of what we see as life. There goes a second example. When you are about to do something or go somewhere, and the thought comes into your brain, the decisions that you can make, whether you want to turn right or left, go fast or slow, the destination that you want to go to. Every thought that you have had, the decisions that you have had, to me, it's as if, I don't know if you play games, but I have a particular game, and pretty much all games. It's as if you're playing the game and you push pause. Now, when you push pause, you don't know how long, if you are that person or that character in the game. You don't know how long you were paused for while the person controlling you did whatever they needed to. The pause could be 10 seconds, a minute, an hour. But once you press start, that individual character has no clue that time has changed at all. I truly believe that we are living our life review. And in order for a movie to be played, the production must be made. We are living this life review, and depending on our decisions that we make, depending on the results that we have or should be, coming up from our decisions, we're living that. We're feeling it. We're dealing with it. All of these different emotions that you're currently feeling right now, whether happiness, patience, sadness, or anxiousness, these individual feelings may be said into words, but there is no words in comparison to those feelings. I could be talking to you right now and feeling very, very sad at the same time. You understand? You can't put words or emotions or showing it. So therefore, all of these things going on with you is the experience in this vessel, in this car that we're riding. I'm in a car, I'm in a vehicle. This hand is a part of that. You understand? We're making these decisions on this review. And when we do pass or whatever, the movie has now the production has already been done. Now you will be sitting back and watching your moves and everything that you've done in this review. I don't know what happens further on from there, but look up NED, near-death experiences. And you will find that in all of these experiences, the death cycle is so easy and smooth, and the transaction is almost as if you're sitting into a seat, right? And then, as they say, what comes next is the review, the light flashing. Some people don't have the light flashing. Some people go to a dark place. You know, it depends. But that is when it takes place. It happens damn near twice, but the first time you are living it. We are in such a special moment that it's so special, and it's such a gift to not know what your mission is in life. For a while I was very confused. I was like, what am I doing here? What is this? But you have to understand that me holding my hands like this right now, and me saying that question, what is this, is a part of the experience that you're supposed to experience. Your body has limitations for a reason. There's a reason why we can't fly. There's a reason why we all don't have the same knowledge. To get deeper into things, I believe that we are all the same. As David Icke says, imagine a bucket full of water. And you take that same bucket full of water and you link it up to a hose or whatever. And the hose has individual holes at the end of it, or a nozzle. And when you spray it like your shower head, there's different holes going everywhere, but it's coming from the same source. I believe that we all have this minuscule, small, minute piece of God in us, right? Very small. It's nowhere near anything to measure. But what it is is an experience. And so you have ugly people, short people, fat people, whatever. And if you notice, we're all living in the same time right now. You are alive with me at this moment. You understand? Yes, some of us die and pass on or whatever, but that's part of the experience. You see, why would he even give us, or the entity give us, this power to even be holding my hands like this right now and presenting myself to you, and with no nervousness and with nothing? There's a reason why this structure that we have is so free and so limited. There's more for us if we can just realize that in this realm we're meant to try to use this very small limited power, whether it's speech or the art of gift or whatnot, and we're here to just express that. Other people can take in what you have expressed, meaning the other part of you that you have no clue about. As I said, we're all connected, but very, very disconnected for a reason. It would be very boring if it was just me and a whole bunch of people looking like me here. It would be very confusing, and there wouldn't be any meaning to push in life. Hence the reason why you're seeing this big melting pot of people, especially in my society right now. And I'm very glad to be around in this time of day, except for that FEMA camp shit. I don't want to be a part of that. Hopefully I'm not a part of that. But in this particular day and age, it is unspoken that you need to have respect for your fellow man, whether Chinese, Japanese, black, white, or whatever. It feels good to be alive in this day and age. But it is the big circle around. First we started off as nothing, slavery and all that bullshit, and then we did a whole bunch of extra shit and killing and wars and all of that. Then we realized that was wrong, so we stopped doing that, and slavery stopped, and then we tried to get civilized, and now we're almost at this tipping point right now. But what's sad is that that circle goes around, and we'll get back to that same stage. Don't you think it is amazing that all we can do is just hear stories of Hitler and stories of all this and stories of that and stories of slavery, and it's almost as if it didn't exist. My friend, we're living such a crazy illusion in life. When a certain phase happens, whether good or bad, you can guarantee that it's not going to stay in that phase for too long. My friend, these little things that we get mad at over women, or if you're a girl over guys, or things that we do, we are so retarded and so ungrateful, and I'm not saying me, because I'm very grateful, but we're so, as humans, so ungrateful, so primitive, so childlike, to not realize the amount of negative things that has happened before us just because we can't see it, and to not realize that our forefathers, not no people you see on paperbacks, our forefathers who look like you, who didn't have a damn cell phone, who didn't have a game to go play, to hold both of these in their hands. My ancestors didn't have shit. Nothing. Nothing. And I'm sitting in this room, and I've got AC on, and I can switch up my shirts, and I can start my own company, which is coming up pretty soon, of t-shirts and shirts, different types of designs, all sorts of stuff that is just not going to be the norm. And I can now live my dream. I can do what I would like to do as far as production. And it almost brings a tear to my eye because of how much I appreciate it, but at the same time, it is clear that we as humans are not doing enough. We're nowhere near doing enough. There's no respect for the past, and therefore if there's no respect for the past, you have no clue what to do in your future. So I know that was pretty deep, but your life review is being lived right now. Right now, you're watching me move around and whatnot. But when I pass away, I'll be watching myself doing all of this. And I will be looking back, and it will either be a positive, that's what I'm telling you, that's the realm of the Lord, is you're either being negative or positive. There's no in between. There's no in between. And so, because within my heart and soul, I know at this very moment and moments of the past, is that there is going to be a very positive feeling as the words come out of my mouth in my review. I'm going to have a very positive feeling, whether with my people who are watching me or whoever, as they near death experiences say that the light or the entities would be feeling this. And they also say that when you pass, the way you affect people is felt. Hear me out. The way you affect people is felt deeply. You are nothing but a soul after you pass. And that within itself and the other entities will feel the effects. It'll be a knowledge that is so fast and quick that there's no measurement of the effect felt. It'll be all of the people that I affect, and I'm glad I don't have that big of a fan base, but all of them, in one moment, you'll feel how they felt. And if you've made someone feel bad and you were trying to make someone feel bad, you're going to feel it. That is one of the reasons why I keep it positive. I keep it simple. And guess what? I keep it moving. You need to keep it moving. If you come across something, someone that is giving you a hard time, or you're trying to achieve something and it's blocking you, you have to realize that it is a part of the experience. Nothing's set in stone. That's the best part. The experience can change up so many times. For instance, if you can recall back when you were a teenager and you did a certain pattern of things, something, whether going home and opening a refrigerator, and grabbing a drink, it'd be the same thing over and over again. But what you don't realize is that each and every time is slightly different. It may be the same thing, but you might have your book bag in the right side, or you might have some homework that you have to do, or the key might not have fit in the door correctly. Anything. If you realize nothing ever is exactly the same if you just pay attention. And the reasoning for that is because if it were the same, there would be no need for change. You got it? If we all were a great positive society, you will find the lacking need to strive for more or to strive for different things. You will find a more universal, one way goes all type of thing going on. That will be happening in the future, because eventually we as humans, we're going to expel ourselves and all of the things that can just sustain us, and we'll be further on merging into things that of the unknown. That's the sad part about being a human, is that, let's say this package right here is full. Us as humans, instead of just maintaining that structure like ants do, like Brian Solong says, this is deep too. See, ants, they have a social structure, and once they have a certain amount, then they just kind of keep it even, and they just keep it Steven, they just want to kind of live. But the problem with humans is we pop the top. We go on beyond that, and then what we find is that you empty out all of the insides that were inside of that contained, prism right there. And I do believe that's what will happen. You will find that what wasn't the norm will be the norm. And what is normal now will be looked upon as being the equivalent of bad. That's why you're seeing that, in my opinion, the thug mentality is kind of being erased. Like, even in the music industry or whatnot, the new people who are coming up, they're more skinnier, they're more different, you know, they're not as rough and thuggish, you know what I mean? I don't know if this is a necessarily good thing, but I'm just saying that everything will be changed because change starts with a very small step, small processes. All you have to do is convince someone that this needs to be changed by giving reasons of why. And it could be made up reasons. LGBT shit, all that. You know, that's a part of that softening, making bitch made of society. I'm glad I'll be dead by then, 80 or 90, when this whole place turns upside down. I don't want to be around when, and I've seen it too. I was just watching TV and this show called The Today Show or something like that. I mean, or that some sort of show like that. But this dude who was hosting the show, mind you, it was like on a antenna channel. I don't have cable. I refuse to get cable. I don't watch TV. That's why I make production, because I'm not watching TV. Frick that. But the dude who was hosting the show, he's talking, but you don't even know that it's a guy. He sounds like a white woman, like, you know, those white weather forecasters, those type of women. This faggot ass dude, sorry, sounded just like a woman. And it was only until they took the camera off of who they were interviewing and focused on the guy who was doing the interview. I was like, wow, this is a grown ass dude. Alright? And mind you, the person they were interviewing was some sort of YouTuber who makes videos, and it was like three guys sitting on top of each other, so I know it was some stupid ass shit. But he sounded very flamboyant also. But it was the host. It was the person doing the interview. When they switched the camera, I was like, wow. Wow. I just don't want to be around when this is the norm. When every last one of the alpha males will be erased. You will have alpha males out here just doing their own individual thing, not getting in society's way, because hey, not everyone is born like that. I'm not born like that. I'm not attracted to a male, nor do I want to sound like a female. You know, even in today's day and age where you have choice, it's like, to be a characteristic of a female makes me feel vulnerable, makes me feel like I don't have a purpose. It makes me feel like I'm kind of useless, because when you're a female, you really don't I mean, besides making babies, you don't really have anything in common with a man. Like, a man likes to pass gas and make fun of the smell. Not saying that all women are like this. The women who do act like men, you need to stay the fuck far away from, because they're merely just pretending to be men. They're trying to be men just because they look like a man or whatever, but they're not really men. Once you're lacking that penile unit, once you're lacking all of that, you're not, or balls, you're not a man. There's a reason why we have nuts. It's not just a testosterone thing, but you see, males, we have this built-in, and this is part of the life review. We have this built-in need for happiness, and not all of us, but happiness without discomforting others. Trust me, not all of us. I have a boss who's a fucking asshole, so I already fucking know. Okay, he goes out of his way to make sure that I'm uncomfortable. Alright, so don't get me wrong. It's not just females. But the majority of females, they don't understand that being a male, it's not really difficult. I mean, in this day and age, I have to hold back all my feelings. Yes, I want to say, I want to fuck you, or you're hot, suck my dick, whatever. I want to say that stuff, but besides that, besides having to hold back, see, you females, you don't have to hold back anything because there's nothing for you to hold back. I mean, you're just putting on dumps of layers just to make yourself look good, or tight pants, or whatever. But see, the males, we have to hold back what the real males, not the flamboyant males who want to dress like females. The real males who want to make a chick go down on them, or whatever, just anything. We have to hold back, okay? Now, because of this holding back, what you find is that we focus our energy on just off the wall shit, you know, just dumb shit, you know, whether it's good video production or it's art or whatever, we just dump our energy into that. But being a female, their energy is dumped within themselves, within their collective, within their group. And so what you find is that there's no individual dealing with a female. You're dealing with a group mentalitist. Alright? A group mentalitist. And you could tell that they're in a group type of mentality in their life experience. It's because the blandness and the just the upright cluelessness of any decision that a female has to make. Even I've seen it in my mom sometimes. You know, for example, it was like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night, and I said, and my mom's real cool. I said, I'm about to go to the store after I leave here. And she's like, no, you know, in this kind of, not frightful way, but kind of like if she was me, she's like, oh, just wait till tomorrow to do such and such, and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, of course I didn't wait till tomorrow, because instantly I thought in my head, I have to go to work tomorrow. And I don't want to wait to get these shoes. I want these shoes right now. I've been waiting for a whole entire week. So, you know, I'm not a fucking kid anymore. It's like almost 11. Who cares? I've been to the store when it's 12 o'clock. But the point and the moral of the story is that females are so deeply within themselves and kind of like clueless on the next decision that is coming up, that they kind of just blurt out the way they feel instead of analyzing the situation and saying, well, it's his body, it's his life. We're here for a certain moment of time. If this guy feels like going to Japan tomorrow, let him go. Who cares? You know, like, who gives a damn? Short life. Instead of thinking outside of the box, women themselves, they just instantly say, I feel, I don't feel, I feel, you feel, when guys have been forced to take their feelings out of the whole entire subject and just do as you're told. So that's it on the life review, because I could go on for another 30 minutes. Don't want to do that. And Definitely don't want to do that. Before I leave, I want you to do me a favor. And this is kind of deep too. I want you to look yourself in the mirror in silence. In silence. I want you to erase all of the thoughts that you have within your head. And then I want you to look at yourself again. And I want you to set a goal for yourself. I don't give a damn what type of goal it is. It could be getting water from the store next week or whatever. But look yourself in the mirror and set this goal. Okay? Once you set this goal, not saying that the goal has been set and you've done the goal already, but once you set this goal, look yourself into the mirror and be serious about it. And I want you to say, this is not going to last forever. I'm not going to look this way in another week. I'm not going to look this exact same way in another year. And I want you to think about your goal. And I want you to see if your goal is going to make you either happy in the future or sad in the future. Because this is your life review right here. Don't think that you're going along like a wheel. No, you're not. The way your lips are shaped, the way your ears are shaped, the way your face is shaped, it was all structured, whether it be super small or small sperm-like things, but it was all a structure. And yes, we got pumped up full of food or whatnot, and now we are a certain structure. Everyone looks different. But that in itself, there's a structure built upon you, so therefore there should be a structure built within your head. All your thoughts, whether crazy or good, that was structured within you. What will you do with your structure?